Here we are in the J&J Cookie Factory, and I want to show you how to use the frosting and what tools I found best. So I made my cookies and I refrigerated them overnight. You could put them in the freezer even, so that I didn't have to do both tasks at the same time. And if you're having a little frosting party, what I suggest you do is cover your table either with a newspaper or wrapping paper. Christmas wrapping paper would be so beautiful. And then when I was a child, we used to have these big rolls of paper that we would cover the table with. So that's where that idea came from. And put all the cookies on top of the table, and then you can get to frosting. So tools to use the royal icing. Everyone on a protective diet for a while eventually ends up with squeeze bottles in their pantry. So I have my PD taco sauce squeeze bottle. I use it over and over for taco sauce because I have the nozzle cut a little wider so it squeezes out easier. And our ultimate cheese sauce, I put everything, the fermented ketchup, the killer ketchup in squeeze bottles. So I had these handy to work with, so I know many of you already have them. So I put my royal icing in a squeeze bottle that the tip was not altered. So the smallest tip bottle. I also had one of these. This works really well. And then I had to test a pastry bag with my finest tip, and this does not work out. It just runs out. I want something that I can tip back and forth because this icing is very runny. Now, if you thicken the icing too much, you're going to cause it to turn to such a chalky icing when it dries that it's going to break off the cookie. So we have to keep it kind of runny. I mean, this recipe is very innovative. We're not working with powder sugar. We're not working with milk, traditional in this recipe. So we are doing a very alternative thing here. So we have to work with what we can to get these cookies, our gingerbread cookies, or whatever cookies throughout the year decorated. So here I have the thin mint cookies, and I also have the gingerbread cookies. You could also do, as I talked about, the vanilla wafer cookies and roll them out. So the other thing you might want to do is you might want to hang your gingerbread cookie from your tree on Christmas Eve, and don't leave them on there very long because they are preservative free, so they will mold. So, but Christmas Eve, you might want to hang them on there for Santa or whatever your tradition is, or give them out to your friends like this with ribbons and wrapped up. So how we get the holes in the cookie, the best way I found was to use a chopstick. You could start the hole before you bake it, or you could just, if you forgot to do it like I did, you could make the holes now. So the best way to do that is to chopstick through the head. And you're going to press it through gently. These cookies are still soft enough to do that even after refrigerating them overnight. But you could do them fresh out of the oven after they cool a little bit and they're firm enough to handle, because this cookie recipe, it firms up as it cools. It's soft out of the oven. So that's the way I would recommend doing that. And then some very thin ribbon. And place it through. You could do this after you ice them or before you ice them. I would say after, as long as you remind anyone helping you with the icing to not ice the whole shut, because then you're not going to get the ribbon through. So you could put the ribbons on first, but if you do put the ribbons on first, you're not going to be able to ice the top here, but no big deal. I didn't do that. If you want to skip the ribbons altogether, skip the ribbons altogether. If you don't want to make gingerbread men and you're doing this for some other reason, if birthday parties or whatever, you can use all different shapes of cookie cutters, as you can see here. I love the stars and the hearts. It's so much fun. So let me show you how I'm going to glaze one of these. You could glaze them completely by taking the icing with a spoon and drizzling it on. You don't need a squeeze bottle. You can drizzle it on with a spoon, but I'm going to show you a gingerbread man. And you could do it in many different ways. And there's a lot of different patterns online. You can see different traditional gingerbread.
That's a gingerbread woman, isn't it?
Oh, this is a gingerbread woman, so she gets a dress. But you can do it however you want. So I'm gonna give her some eyes. I'm doing this upside down. And this icing is pretty forgiving to where if you make a mistake, keep a towel handy so that you can wipe off your fingers, a little moist towel. I have never done one upside down, but I wanted to do it. Oh, do it to show you. And if your tip gets messy, wipe it off on your towel, just like that. And a smile. And if it was a gingerbread man, you'd put dots. We'll just make it into a gingerbread man. And then little rickrack design like this is very common on gingerbread cookies. And if you mess it up, you can just fill it in completely like that, which I do a lot because the icing's really good. And the icing keeps the cookies soft. I kind of like that. And these cookies are so good dipped in very cold soy milk. So get a cold box in the freezer. And one of my favorite designs on any cookie is polka dots. I love, well, on anything, I just love polka dots. They're so fun, and that's a really easy way to practice making your eyes and your buttons, is doing some polka dots first, but have fun. This is playful. This is what I like to call active meditation. It's something you do that's kind of mindless and fun and playful. We all need more of that in our life. I know I sure do. And frosting these cookies, I wish that I had family around my table or friends over to do this with this year. So if you're alone doing this, you'll have fun too, because I did this by myself, and today I'm doing this in front of the camera for you, which makes it even more fun. So maybe you can Zoom each other and do some Zoom cookie decorating parties if you're alone this holiday. But these are just some different ideas. You can keep it as simple as this, and if it drips over the edge, no big deal, because you have this paper down, or you could use a plate or a newspaper, whatever you have handy. But I also want to show you something else that I've been using this royal icing on to make it look fancier. All of our coffee cakes, all of our, what else do we have? We have mandel bread, which is a vanilla biscotti, and that has cacao nibs in it. And this one is an Italian biscotti, which is anisette biscotti. And I like to decorate this. If I was these firm up really nice and crisp, you gotta leave them out so they crisp up. And then, dunk these in some milk or some caraway coffee or hot tea. They're fabulous. So I wanna show you how to decorate these. So if you were putting these out for a holiday party or giving them out as gifts, you could decorate the tops. Many times I see biscotti decorated on the top. You go across it like this. Drizzle. Do the drizzle. That's fun. And then this, you could do this side if you want after that dries, but see, with this drizzle, it drips down the side. So I kind of like it that way, but you could do it however you want, because it's going to drip down the top and the bottom if you do it that way. See? These would look so beautiful wrapped after they're dried. Let them dry thoroughly, and they'll look so beautiful wrapped in a cellophane package with a bow on it, tie it on your neighbor's door, or deliver these, or put these in stockings, or bring them to work to give to your coworkers. What a perfect gift. And you get many slices out of this. This was a double batch. This was one of each type. So this would make a great gift for the holiday as well. So have fun with your royal icing. Use it on the cherry cheese Danish. You could use it on any of the cookies. Oh my gosh, the sweet potato cinnamon swirl bread, go for it. And if you want to just keep it simple, I didn't show you this technique on the cookies, just drizzle it. Oh my gosh, it looks so bakery-like, gourmet. Just do the drizzle. I'm running out of this one. I have some in this one, I'll show you. This little squeezer. Just doing the drizzle. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. And your gingerbread cookies, they could just have a drizzle too. Oh my gosh, how beautiful. Have fun. Happy holidays. One more thing, I forgot, the gingerbread house fail. Here it is. I tried, maybe I'll get it for you next year, but I'm so excited we have the cookies. So the gingerbread house fail, I used a template online. You could give it a try if you want to, but this icing didn't hold it together. As you can see, I attempted it several times. So what I'm going to do with these gingerbread house fail parts is frost them, of course. Because no one's going to know that I attempted a house. And Jerry's going to love them just as much as the gingerbread. Well, as the gingerbread people, the stars, the hearts, whatever cookie cutters you have. You don't have to get holiday ones, even if you're celebrating Christmas or any holiday, because stars and hearts, they're all part of Christmas too.